Hello, guys. So this is the interface of how. This is the interface that I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting every single element here, and obviously, design-wise and UX-wise and color-wise, it's going to look different. But I would like to present the functionalities that, in my opinion, are 80% finished. And this is not the final version. I already know how to improve it, even in Excel file. However, this is just to give you an idea of where we are, so that we could get all the feedback from you guys and from the users, and then apply that properly in order to make a better product. So, step one is select crypto. So here it's very simple. So we select BTC, for example, and based on BTC, we all of a sudden see HODL, RSI, MA, EMA. So RSI, MA, and EMA, these are the three strategies, and HODL is the HODL. Based on this, we can analyze a number of things. First, we can analyze the return. So obviously, moving average is the highest, blue is the highest. We can also try to analyze the Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio meaning how smooth the returns are, right? So we could potentially include some statistics here in terms of both returns and Sharpe ratio. But clearly here, moving average over this time horizon is the best. So here we can go ahead and just do a moving average, and for frequency, select say medium. Boom. So that will give us the number of signals that we should expect. And the number of signals is very important because lots of users don't have, they're not in front of the dashboard or in front of the computer full time, so they need to have a pretty decent understanding of how frequent the trades will be. So the signals section, again, not perfect, and I already have a way how to basically make it a little bit better, but so far that's what we have. Okay, now let's assume that we also want to do Litecoin. So same thing, looking at the Litecoin, things change. RSI is the best strategy based on the return over this time horizon. So for Litecoin, perhaps we should go for RSI. So we do RSI and say we do high frequency. Boom. So now we have 31 plus 29, so a total of 60 different signals over the given time period. The given time period is about, I think, a month and a half, so 53 days. So that's basically about one signal per day. Just to give an idea of how frequent this is. So these are the first two windows. The first window is the window of the strategies, and the second window, the second element, is the signal and frequency. Now here, since we have two assets, we can go ahead and do portfolio allocation. So we can have different kinds of portfolio allocations. Market cap weighted. This is based on the market cap. So Bitcoin is obviously much larger than Litecoin Gray. We can also go ahead and do equal weighted. So that's going to be just 50-50. And we can also do volatility weighted. So based on volatility, whichever is highest. And the thing right here will change as well. This is going to be HODL versus the portfolio HODL versus running AI portfolio. So running AI portfolio is a combination of Litecoin and Bitcoin being traded. And portfolio HODL, this is a combination of hodling Litecoin and Bitcoin over the same time horizon. And we can also obviously, like, looking at this stuff, it's pretty good. HODL is performing pretty good. It's about 20%. So how about we add Ether? So we select Ethereum, for example. Here we see that moving average is much better. So we go ahead and just select moving average and say we do also high frequency of the strategy. So far we have about, I'd say, about 83 signals right here, and the portfolio changes as well. So the return here is about 50%. How to figure out how much money we would make? For the input, we would just type in, say, $100,000, and the $100,000 would turn into $113,933. So that's basically a 13% increase, 13% return over the given time frame, and we can keep playing around with which allocation will give the best results. Right, so we can clearly see that maybe market weighted is not the best one because Bitcoin didn't move much. So maybe it's either equal weighted or volatility based. So okay, let's assume that we are there. So now what's going to happen is, obviously this is a simulation of what and how it could look like. So in reality, the timer will be changing just like it's changing right now every single minute. And I just create, this is Excel. The file is already big. The file is 73 megabytes, so it's a huge file. And therefore, adding another like VBA, Visual Basic kind of buttons will be very, very heavy for the file, and the file just not gonna. It's just basically gonna freeze. So that's why for the simulation of the timer, we're just gonna select, manually select the next minute, the next minute, the next minute. So what's happening here is the following. First of all, here you can uncheck the strategies. The reason why these strategies are included here is to give idea to the users which strategies are performing how, because we have three different smoothings right now: RSI, moving average, and exponential moving average, and having them on this screen might be beneficial. They are here selected by default. At the same time, the custom one is selected based on the combination of both the strategy and the frequency. Right? So these guys have a certain default frequency. The ones that was selected here, the strategy and the frequency, is a custom strategy that is represented right there. And the green means basically buy, and red means basically sell. At 3:40 p.m. on August 15th, 2018, Ether is a buy, and Bitcoin and Litecoin is a sell. So how about we do 10,000, $100,000? That's our portfolio, and we also going to include a buffer. Buffer is it's going to be percentage, probably going to be a drop down. So the whole point for the buffer is to make sure that users don't have to go to the dashboard every trade and change the amount. So the buffer allows to maybe make the change once a day or twice a week or once a week, depending on the size of the buffer. If the buffer is 0%, it means that 100% of the portfolio will be allocated between signals. And if 100% of the portfolio is allocated between signals, and one signal is made profit, and the other signal made a loss, resulting in a loss, then we have to go to the dashboard at all times and make sure that we adjust the portfolio. We adjust this $100,000 to a new amount that users can get from the exchange. But if you do a buffer, like say 5% or 10%, then it makes it much easier not to go back after every single trade, and because lots of users have full-time jobs. Maybe the best scenario will be to change the amount once a day, and that is possible if we have a buffer. So long story short, this is sell for Bitcoin, buy for Ether, sell for Litecoin. So no position for Bitcoin and Litecoin, and for Ether, based on the 100 grand, we have to buy 96 tokens for a total price of $30,000 and 30%. And that is using the allocation right here that was selected. In this case, it's a equal weight allocation. And now when the time changes to something else, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start changing it a little bit, just to show how these things could change. For example, here, right? So here, boom, Bitcoin and Ether is a buy. Both are a buy. So and Litecoin is still a sell. So Litecoin has, as you can see, 0 for tokens, $0 allocated, and 0%. And Bitcoin and Ether have 30% each for $30,000 worth of tokens that have to be bought. And the signal is as of 4:14 p.m. Right? So that's basically the signal. And here, what we have is we have the historical log of all of these of the selected cryptos. So we select the Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin. As you can see, the log will have Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Litecoin, Litecoin. So all the buys and sells. This chart, ignore these green and red buttons. This is the limitation of Excel. But you can see the red and green buttons on the chart. So these buttons will be corresponding to the log, so users can see exactly how the signals performed. And then perhaps when you click on the buy or the sell, you have certain statistics about how this or that signal performed specifically. Now, if you add, say, let's add Ripple. You add Ripple, so that's going to be the best strategy here is RSI, but they're all bad, so maybe Ripple is not the best, crypto to trade. How about Bitcoin Cash? So Bitcoin Cash, RSI is good. Okay, so let's do Bitcoin Cash, RSI, and let's do, say, high. So again, lots of signals here, extra 33 signals, 25 equal weighted. It's now at 14% within the same time period. Let's do volatility based, for example. It's 15%, perfect. And then here, we also all of a sudden in the log, we have BCH added to that, right? And BCH is also a buy currently with 10% buffer. So this is a potential new way, a new look of how the dashboard could look like. It has all the necessary features of buy and sell. Obviously, there will be Telegram alerts attached to that. But what is required right now is for you to carefully. So I'm gonna slowly go from top to bottom again. Slowly go through this video and let me know what feedback you have, which sections should be changed, should be adjusted, what is lacking. I spend a lot of time myself trying to build this file, so now it's the time to get all the feedbacks from you guys, and I also gonna send this to a couple of users who volunteered to get feedback, to give us feedback. So please let me know. This is it so far.